Hey guys, it's Kayla and I have a very important video to post and I've been wanting to do it for quite some time now. I just haven't had the time. So today's video is about my vegan lifestyle and what's going on with that. It's been a while since I've done an update. The last one I was experiencing a lot of like not so good symptoms, and it was just kind of making me reevaluate everything that I've been doing. So let me begin. So the reason I originally went vegan was for health. I have been on this like uphill battle with my health for the last 4 years, and I have tried so many different ways of eating because I really truly believe that it can affect your health. And so I decided to try out veganism. It was something so new to me, and it kind of just seemed like something like, why wouldn't I try this? If I'm really interested in figuring out like if my diet is affecting my health, then I should really try out all these different types of eating styles. So I've done paleo, I've done if it fits your macros, I've done just clean eating, I've tracked calories, I've eaten vegan, I've eaten like low nightshade, like all these different things. And so I went vegan, and for my first video I said I'm gonna be reevaluating how I feel within a month or so and letting you guys know how my body's reacted to it, how my mind has reacted to it, and just everything that I can with this new journey that I'm going on. So the month came and passed, and I reevaluated and was like, I'm still feeling good, I'm gonna keep going. And it kind of went on and on and on. And after I got to around 9 months, I was realizing I am not feeling good. I always felt bloated, I always felt sluggish, I just felt like I always had to lay in bed, and like I just didn't feel great. And so I just started for a month to begin with, you guys. This wasn't something I was 100% saying like, this is my commitment for life. And I'm really sorry if some of you guys thought that that was what I said, but if you go back, like literally, there is proof. I'm saying after this month, maybe it'll be different. And so I tried it out for a month, I kept going. And then I said, I'm gonna do it for the summer, kept going. And then as it became closer to Christmas time, I was realizing I just wasn't feeling myself. And I was seeing video footage or photos from before I was vegan, or like in that first month when I felt great. And I was like, what has happened since then that I do not feel that way at all? I do not have that energy. I do not have that vibrancy. I don't have like energy to work out or motivation or anything like that. The pro essentially for me was that my stomach pain went away, but my bloating did not. I always felt like I was like sluggishly digesting food, but I was never full. So my stomach pain like wasn't there, but there was all this like other stomach stuff that was happening. And then my cons were that my energy was low, I experienced like weight gain, bloating, water weight retention. No matter how much water I drank or if I like really paid attention to food combining, I just always felt like this like balloon. And I also just had really poor athletic performance, really poor mental focus, lack of motivation. My like hair got really weird and like it just felt flat all the time. And I started to feel really nauseous when I started to begin to think of food. And it got to the point that I was like, I don't even want to eat anymore. Like that is how much I don't want to be eating this way. And I don't think that that is healthy. So the cons of when I was eating non-vegan were that I had stomach pain and then like all these other like hormone issues. When I went vegan, none of my other health issues went away, so I was like, well, this is kind of a bummer, because that's kind of why I was doing it. And none of my blood tests were any better. They almost came out like pretty much worse and more, I don't know, I just like felt like they were all heightened and worsened by it after a while. So needless to say, and I hope that you would hear me out and not come at me with like anger or frustration or negativity, because honestly I think that this life that we live should really be about building one another up no matter what. And so I have gone back to eating meat, and I would like to also remind everyone that I did not originally go vegan for animal purposes, and I did gain a lot of respect for like the animal cruelty like committee to like fight against it. I like really understand where they're coming from, totally support it, but I also believe that I don't know, like I just like I don't feel as passionate about it as some people do. And if you know me from like any type of past, I have gone hunting. I've like eaten deer that I've hunted. I've skinned deer, and for some that might be super gruesome, but at the same time, like, because that's where I'm coming from, and because like I've caught my own food and I like do survival type life, it's just kind of more natural for me, where people are like, it's unnatural for humans to eat animals. For me, I'm like, I don't know if it necessarily is. I don't really know where I stand on that. So I'm just gonna stop on that topic because I don't want to go into this huge debate on animal cruelty, because it really sickens me how they are treated. I think there would be a much better way to process animals and have them feel like they're living a full life before their day comes. But that being said, that's just an issue within itself that, hey, I'm still working through it. Some people feel more passionate about it than others. So some cons that I've experienced since being back on meat was right when I initially got back on meat. I never got sick, but I started to feel this like blockage in my like digestive tract, and it hurt so bad. It felt like I had like a rock in there, and that's when my doctor had me eating the papaya and the probiotics and drinking coconut water and coconut meat every morning, just because they have a lot of restorative qualities to it. And after I did that for a month, I've been okay eating meat. So that's kind of been how I've been able to transition back into eating meat again. Another con has just been like, I feel really bad, and I've like been putting off this video because I made a lot of friends in the vegan community, and I love you guys and I loved your support, and you guys are so amazing, and I'm so fearful that like you guys are gonna hate me, to be honest, and I totally understand if you don't want to talk to me again. And that's been something that like is so hard to deal with, because I love people and I hate letting people down, and I'm so sorry if I've let you down with that. And so those have been really two of my cons since coming back, is just kind of feeling bad about that. And there's been days where I like am still internally battling with the whole like killing animals thing and like the way that they're treated, and I'll like cry when I'm driving and I see all these like meat induced restaurants, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's a million dead cows in there. Like that is so depressing that I just drove past like millions of dead cows like just in 1 minute from passing different restaurants. Like, whew, yeah. So it's like weird because I just feel bad about that, but then I don't feel as badly as some people do. So I like mourn and I like thank the cows. It's a weird relationship. I don't really know how to explain everything. But some pros since going back to meat is I do have a lot more energy. I feel like I'm sleeping better. I feel as though my athletic performance has been heightened. I just feel like I have a lot more energy. My acne has cleared up. Once I went vegan, like my chest broke out, my back broke out, and my face broke out. And since going off of my vegan lifestyle, like it's all like gone away. It was seriously like within 2 weeks it went away. Some of it was like overnight. It was kind of crazy. 3 days later, like my face was completely cleared up, and I was like, what? It was just weird. So my acne went away. My interests in things kind of came back. I got a lot more motivation, and I was like, oh, like this is fun again. Like life is kind of like normal, and I kind of feel like Kayla again, which is super great. And my energy is up, and sometimes it's low. I have had depressive and like anxiety attacks since going back on meat, but they didn't go away when I was vegan, so like it's kind of just a consistent thing I'm dealing with. But for the most part, like I feel like I'm pretty hyped up now, you know? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I just feel more pep in my step. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. So what does this mean? This means meat still kind of grosses me out. I go through phases where I'm like, ew, I'm literally handling a dead animal, and that's kind of weird. But I've become a little bit more acclimated to it, so maybe a little bit desensitized, as some people would say. Originally, I was super active when I went vegan. I like could not keep that activity up at all, and now that I've gone back to meat, I like totally have that activity level back, and I just like am super pumped up to get up to my workouts, and I feel like I recover super well, and I like have all this energy to like hit my workouts harder, like go longer. And that's what people say that they get when they go on the vegan lifestyle, but it was like the opposite for me. The other thing I realized while being a high carb vegan was I actually don't like carbs that much, which is so weird for most people, I'm sure. But I have never been a huge carb eater. Since going gluten-free, I kind of was like a low carb person and, you know, ate vegetables, ate some fruit every now and then, and like if I had to and it was the only gluten-free thing, I would eat carbs. But other than that, like I was never a huge carb fan in general, and so like having like all of my sources of food be carb based, it like just left me not feeling super great, and it wasn't something that like I necessarily enjoyed a ton. And so like since being back on meat, I definitely don't eat as many carbs, and you know, I pretty much eat my carbs in fruit is like where I get my carbs now. So I like still keep that fruitarian self alive in a way, even though I'm probably offending all of you. I'm sorry. So that's what I'm saying, is it just wasn't for me. Some people like love living off of carbs, but that just wasn't me. And I honestly think that everyone's bodies are different, and I will go into that in a different video. This is literally just my everyone's gonna hate me and some people are gonna like me again video. The weight gain or weight loss is probably because I'm eating a different ratio of carbs. There's probably less water weight. I've also been able to be a little bit more active, which would make weight loss happen, but 125 was the highest weight I've ever been in my entire life. I am 5'2", and I would say I feel most comfortable at 110 to 115 just in my body, and it got to the point that I was like, okay, either my dryer is shrinking all of my clothes or I am growing, and it really was the second one, and I didn't want to admit it, but like it was just not a fun time, and it just resulted in me just not feeling myself and not feeling comfortable in my skin. Like my confidence was just like kapooty. So I'm down to 120, 119 around now, and so after I post this video, like there's gonna be videos following on if you guys want to join me into like getting my fit back. If you're interested in that, let me know. So, is eating meat forever for me? No. I would say I'm totally open to trying vegan again at some point in my life. It was a really interesting experience. I will go into like mentally how it affected me a little bit more in a different video that I need to do. But I honestly could see myself like later in life maybe trying out veganism again. I'm totally not against it, and I definitely implement a lot of the things I learned while being vegan into my lifestyle currently. What am I going to do about my friends? So I made a lot of friends, like I said, in the vegan community, and I hope and pray that you guys still love me. And if you don't, then that really hurts my soul, but I completely understand because we do have very different lifestyles now, so I understand if there is a divide between us. Would I recommend veganism? Yeah, I totally would. I would highly recommend trying out different types of veganism to see how your body works with it, because if it does, I would highly recommend that you live that way. Some people completely thrive on a vegan lifestyle, but there are others of us that have specific health issues that make eating raw foods very difficult. I know a lot of people that have a lot of different health issues that like the idea of eating a raw vegetable is like obscene to them because their body will like destroy itself. But I would highly recommend trying out raw till 4, raw all day, starch solution, high carb vegan, low fat vegan, high fat vegan, processed vegan. You know, I just try them all, see how it fits ya. And for some of you, you're going to feel amazing and you're going to love it and you're going to keep with it, and I envy that. I truly do, and I wish I felt amazing on it. So that is the video for today. I hope that it was interesting or informative or answered some questions. I've been getting a lot of questions about veganism and what I'm doing right now. So pretty much what I'm doing currently is I'm a celiac, so I'm eating gluten-free, obviously. I'm eating meat. I eat fruit for my carbs, and I'm following If It Fits Your Macros. And the reason I'm following If It Fits Your Macros is because the last time I followed that is when I felt best athletically and physically, and so I'm just gonna go back to that, and when something makes me feel sick, I just don't eat it anymore. Like, that's how I live my life. If like I have a scoop of peanut butter and I feel like I'm gonna throw up after, like I know peanut butter probably isn't my thing. And that's how I've been living life. Side note, that was an example. Peanut butter is definitely my thing and I love it. But with other things, like, I can't think of any off the, oh, okay, this is interesting. Milk makes my stomach go like, but ice cream makes me really happy and it makes me not feel sick. So it's really interesting how like two different dairy products from the same product can react differently in your body. So anyway, I don't know where I'm going anymore, so this is the end of the video. Please leave your comments, frustrations, hatred, love, support, whatever you feel like posting below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!